Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Welcome to your favorite cricket show, the Cricket Happening Show, with your host Ram. Well, as you know, I have been struggling with my problems with my throat, ear, nose, but cricket always, I've always been saying that on my show that I can never stay away from this wonderful game, and I'm out here to talk to you today on the final one-day international which was played between Pakistan and Sri Lanka, which ended in Sri Lanka salvaging this one-day series, even though Pakistan had already won the one-day series by three. It was 3-1, and today it became 3-2. Sri Lanka put up their highest score against Pakistan in a one-day international, which was 368 for 4, which was spurred on by a very, very good century. I mean, it was not the real crash bang stuff from the opener Kusal Perera the other day in this one-day series, where he became the second fastest 50 in a one-day international when he slammed it of 17 balls to equal his former great player Sanuj Jayasuriya. But today it was a mature knock from Kusal Perera, as Kusal Perera hit 116 runs, his second one-day international century of 109 balls, 9 fours and 4 sixes. Dilshan giving him tremendous company there by making 62, and this was the opening party. In fact, Sri Lanka were the ones who actually won the toss, and so it was spurred on by Kusal Perera, and they put on with the contributions from all the batsmen from Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka climbed on to a massive score of 368 for 4, and the pressure was sure to really tell on Pakistan, and that's what we saw, as no one was able to go. If you look at the highest score, it was Mohammad Hafiz with 37, and no one was able to go over 37 runs, and the pressure kept on increasing on Pakistan, and they kept on losing wickets in regular intervals. Finally, the result was there for all to see. Pakistan were bowled out for 203, thus Sri Lanka registering a very big victory over Pakistan in the final one-day international by 165 runs. But as I said, Pakistan have already won the series, as you all know. So Sri Lanka salvaging something. So the score line, Pakistan winning the one-day series 3-2. Now let's talk about the match. So Sri Lanka winning the toss, electing to bat without any further hesitation. They made 3 changes today, and they brought in Gamage. They dropped Lasith Malinga, who was looking listless in this one-day international series, and Sri Lankan openers Kusal Perera and Dilshan walked out to open the innings. And well, let me tell you, Kusal Perera today did not start the hitting from the word go. He decided to bide his time at the crease. We saw him actually playing in a defensive mode and more of a sort of a mature looking knock from Kusal Perera today. Tilakatne Dilshan was at the other end, and slowly but surely Kusal Perera started off. I mean, what he did today was that he was really looking out for the loose stuff to really hammer it with lots of power and timing. And also we saw that there were a lot of good balls that were bowled by the Pakistani pace bowlers. It was disappearing into the boundary. So that was the once you start hitting good balls to the fence, that really shows the mark of the batsman, and that's what Kusal Perera showed today in that brilliant opening partnership which laid the foundation for this massive total by Sri Lanka, where 164 runs were scored for the first wicket. Dilshan was on the other hand a bit sedate, but the partnership was really going at a really very good clip, as both the batsmen added 164 runs for the first wicket in 25.2 overs. And finally, it really required someone to actually, the only way that probably, and Kusal Perera was also hit by the pace bowler Rahat Ali on his foot, and probably that was the reason that Kusal Perera was run out. But before that, Dilshan was run out by Ahmed Shahzad. But what a partnership between Kusal Perera and Dilshan, really setting the platform for that big total. And then the first wicket to go was Dilshan, was run out by Ahmed Shahzad for 62 of 70 balls with 6 fours. And after that, Kusal Perera, but after that, Thirumanni came in. Thirumanni started giving some, he decided to take singles and give all the strike to Perera. And then finally Perera, as I said, today was a knock which was a very mature knock from Perera. He understood the circumstances. There was no slam bang stuff. It was all about really playing the ball on its merit. But as I said, he made good balls from the bowlers really go into the boundaries. So Perera finally out, his second one-day international century, out for 116 runs of 109 balls with 9 fours and 4 sixes, 2 sixes that he hit of the left-arm spinner Imad Wasim was a really very good strokes. Dilshan, when he made 62 today, became the 10th player in one-day international history to actually go to 10,000 runs in one-day international cricket. After that, it was Thirumanni and Chandimal, the two new batsmen at the crease. So definitely, but we definitely saw when Thirumanni and Chandimal were there, the scoring rate dropped a bit. It was quite understandable after Perera and Dilshan had gone. But then Thirumanni could make only 30 runs of 30 balls, 2 fours, and Chandimal contributing 29 of 25 balls with 3 fours and 1 6, both becoming the victims of Rahat Ali. So that was the time. The score was 254 for 4, and that was the 41st over. But after that, the two persons at the crease were the Sri Lankan captain Angelo Matthews and Milinda Sriwardena. More than Angelo Matthews, the captain, it was Milinda Sriwardena who was really belting the ball in all directions. He was really slamming them for 4s and 6s, and Sriwardena was looking pretty dangerous at that stage, as that partnership between Angelo Matthews and Sriwardena took Sri Lanka from 254 for 4 in the 41st over to 360. So there was 114 runs which were added by Angelo Matthews and Sriwardena, which took the score to 368 for 4. So in 9 overs they added 114 runs. So that was real blitzkrieg cricket, one could say, and Sriwardena especially was pretty powerful. And what a knock from Sriwardena, getting to his maiden 50. He was not out on 52 of 26 balls with 4 fours and 3 sixes. On the other end, Angelo Matthews was also giving the same treatment to the bowlers, albeit in a more measured way. And finally Angelo Matthews was there, not out on 70 of 40 deliveries, 8 fours and 2 sixes, and Sri Lanka were rocking at 368 for 4 of 50 overs. Today the Pakistani bowlers had to really taste some merciless stuff coming from the Sri Lankan batting, and let me tell you, the pitch was placid. There was nothing in it for the bowlers. Let's have a look at the bowling figures, which does not make any happy reading, as Mohammad Irfan 10 overs, 1 maiden, none for 73. In the death overs, Mohammad Irfan and Rahat Ali were taken for runs aplenty. Anwar Ali 9 overs, none for 71. Rahat Ali 10 overs, 2 for 74. Imad Wasim bowled only 3 overs, cost him 27. Shoaib Malik was the only bowler who bowled with a semblance of respectability, as 10 overs, no maiden, none for 44. Yasir Shah leaked 73 runs of his 8 overs. So, as I said, Sri Lanka putting up their highest ever total against Pakistan in a one-day international, and also in this particular, there is in Sri Lanka, no team has chased, in this particular ground, no team has chased over 300 runs to win the match, and that was the exact result. Now let's have a look at the Pakistan card. The Pakistan card, the openers started off in right earnest, one could say, because they had to get a run rate of 7.36, but they started off in right earnest, as the run rate that they were having was below that, but that was still okay. Azhar Ali and Ahmed Shahzad put on 51 runs for the first wicket before we saw Ahmed Shahzad, the first wicket to go, as Sachitra Sen Anayake, the off spinner, picked up the wicket as Ahmed Shahzad left his crease and Chandimal whipped off the bails in a flash, and out went Ahmed Shahzad, the first victim. Stumped Chandimal bowled Senanayake for 18 of 23 balls to 2 fours, scored 51 for 1. Mohammad Hafiz walked in, and while Mohammad Hafiz walked in and the score was pushed on to 71, it was a very good fielding unit from good fielding from the Sri Lankan fielders, and especially, as I said, Pakistan could still challenge the total because the reason being it was a placid pitch, but that beautiful run out there as the captain, the Sri Lankan captain, running out the Pakistani captain Azhar Ali for 35 or 42 balls with 5 fours. Hafiz was there. Hafiz was playing some good strokes. Sarfraz Ahmed came in. He couldn't really. He was probably trying to get into his groove in that very good partnership which was happening, which was developing very well. But unfortunately, it was nipped in the bud as Suranga Lakmal got him run out. As I said, the Sri Lankan fielding was very sharp today. Sarfraz Ahmed was gone for 27 of 24 balls with 3 fours, which made it 121 for 4. Shoaib Malik came in, but today Shoaib Malik couldn't show much of his big hitting today as he was snapped up by Tirumani with the bowling of Perera for 11. And then we saw Mohammad Hafiz, after making 37, was LBW bowled Matthews for 37 runs, 5 fours and 1 6. So half the team was into the pavilion. They were 140 for 6 at one stage, and that time one could really say that the writing was on the wall with all the new faces. Mohammad Rizwan making 29 of 34 balls with 4 fours. Imad Mazim, Cotton bowled Senanayake at 15 of 17 balls with 2 fours. Gamage picked up his wicket. In fact, Gamage picked up the wicket of Anwar Ali for 11 with 2 fours. Yasir Shah was out for 9. Rahat Ali was out for naught. Irfan remained not out in 4. And Pakistan totally folded. As I said, they couldn't offer much of a fight at all, as no one was able to go and play a long innings like how the Sri Lankans played. And finally, I would say Pakistan, since they have won the series, probably they would have attempted a few strokes, but as I said, Pakistan all that they could do was being all out for 203, and Sri Lanka registering a very huge victory. So the one-day international series is over. The focus will be shifting on to another 2 T20s before Pakistan would be leaving Sri Lanka. Let's have a look at the bowling figures. Gamage was taken for runs today, 1 for 62 for him. Lakmal 6 overs, none for 35. Senanayake was the best bowler, 8 overs, 1 minute, 3 for 39. Perera did a decent job, 8 overs, 38 runs and 2 wickets. Matthews 3 overs, no made, 1 for 9. Milinder Srivardhana 2.2 overs, no made, and 1 for 19. Pakistan winning the 5-match series 3-2. And the player of the match was Kusal Perera, we all knew that. And also Mohammad Hafiz, for playing some very good innings in this one-day international series, was named player of the series. Well, dear fans and subscribers, so that really brings an end to this cricket happening show of mine. But I'm sure Pakistan would be very happy with that effort here, even though they lost it, but at least they won the one-day international series. And for Sri Lanka, one could really say one thing about the Sri Lankan unit, that Kusal Perera, who has been struggling and finally came back into this team, and in this one-day series we have seen that Kusal Perera has been a man who has been transformed. And one also saw the very aggressive side of him when he smashed 50 of 17 balls, now holding the record who holds the joint record with the former great player Sanat Jayasuriya, smashing 50 of 17 balls. And after that today what we saw from Kusal Perera was simply something different. And that really shows that Kusal Perera is really maturing into a very good batsman, and a useful batsman at that. As Kusal Perera today showed that he could also wait for the loose balls and play the balls on merit. And he also, as I said, he made good balls get into the boundaries, and that really shows that Perera is really getting on to that stage now where he would be in a position to actually dictate terms to the opposition bowlers. So that's a big positive that Sri Lanka will be taking, because they know the T20 tournament is coming in India in 2016, and Kusal Perera Well, if he can bat in this way, he could be known as the Sri Lankan blaster in the batting lineup. Milinda Srivardhana has been very, very impressive. In fact, he came into this one-day international series and he has really shown that this Milinda Srivardhana is having all the strokes with him, and let me tell you, he can score it pretty quickly, as he showed today with an unbeaten 52 of 26 balls, 4 fours and 3 sixes, and he also picked up a wicket too. So Milinda Srivardhana is another one who has been another big positive for Sri Lanka. And for Pakistan, as I said, this series has really seen some good innings from Mohammad Rizwan. Mohammad Rizwan is coming in the middle order, has shown that he's another impressive player to watch now, Mohammad Rizwan. Imad Wasim probably got taken for runs today, but his bowling seems to be good. Well, other than that, there's nothing to really talk, dear fans and subscribers. Before I leave this cricket show, I just need to tell you that unfortunately, the ICC T20 qualifiers, it was the final. I was just awaiting the first day. As you know, Netherlands beat Ireland, as I said, and Netherlands were to meet Scotland. But unfortunately, the ICC T20 qualifier final had to be abandoned due to rain, and it was decided that the trophy will be shared between Scotland and Netherlands. It was a bit of a, I would say, a bit of a pity that we didn't see a contest between Scotland and Netherlands, and both shared the trophy. Well, dear fans, friends, subscribers, I think I've waxed eloquent enough, and I think it is time for me to leave the show now. But as we all know, the cricket show will be up and running tomorrow. That's on a Monday. Until then, it's goodbye for the day. Thank you.